What's going on, y'all? What's going on? All right. So in this clip right here, I want to get into how can I say this so you guys can really understand what I'm talking about. Having skill, but knowing when to stop. This is a real crucial thing to learn on these fish tables. And if anybody who is new to my channel, I do talk a lot in my videos so you guys can understand exactly like what's going on with when it comes to this game. So let me just first off and say this, man. Whoever created this game, man, this is if you know what you're doing, this could really help you out a lot, man. But you gotta have some form of skill when it comes to this game. And you also want to be able to, like I said, know when to stop. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes you're not gonna always get like huge money, but like if you win like $100 or even 150, in my opinion, like always come out with something. Don't ever leave without nothing. That's what I personally say. And like, even though I'm a high roller, I'm the type I climb with it. So like if I feel like, if I'm getting a decent amount of wins or whatever, then I'm pretty comfortable, raising the stakes. But I'm also the type of player too though, like, okay, it seems like no matter what I do, this game not gonna give me nothing but this number right here. And you're gonna know too. Like if you feel like you're not getting nowhere on these tables, if you can just get like a solid 100 or whatever, just take it and leave. Because sometimes, man, like you can, how can I put it? Like you can sit there and if you bet $1, okay, the odds of it, if it hits, that's big money. But the only con about it though, like if you spend like $25 like me, and you put you bet $1, that's only 25 taps. And chances are it's probably not going to go off. But if you start off like with 100 or even $120, then you got some taps to work with. But if you somebody who just trying to, you know, stay in the game for a little bit and then build your way up, then do that. See, I've even humbled myself to go down to $5. This is a trick that I do too. Anytime like if it's having a difficulty going down, that's what I do. If I'm like at $5 or even three, I'll drop down to 5 cents just so I can get a comeback. That's where skill comes in. Because I knew, okay, if I just keep on tapping here, I'm not probably not gonna get anything. So what I had to do, I had to humble myself. And later on in the game, you're gonna see how just by me humbling myself, how this helped me out in the long run. All right. And I wasn't really a fan of this board, man, the vampire board. But it's slowly starting to become like one of my low key favorites because it goes off over here. It really do. It goes off over here quite a few. But as you can see, I'm not really getting nothing right now. It's just booty. And I'm not gonna lie, in this gameplay, I only got like a small win on this gameplay. But if you've been watching this video up until now, you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Like, I raised it up to $1, but I also knew like I ain't got that much to play with. So there I go dropping my numbers back down because the thing about Magic City is it can be real cold and it can be real hot, or it can be right in between, meaning it's gonna pop sometime and then sometime it's not. So I was just like, you know what? I've been doing this game for quite some time on this gameplay. Chances are I'm probably gonna get a small win. And I felt comfortable with that though. And I was okay with that, honestly. Because if you have multiple accounts, all that's going to do is by the time you rack up at the end of the day, you could possibly end up with like 700 to even to $1,000 with small winnings if you know what you're doing. So that's just something to try to keep in mind when it comes to this. I know, like, I love getting my big wins, but it's something about them small wins that gives me the anticipation to humble myself for the bigger wins. And that's just important. It really is. So just try to keep that in mind when you're doing this type of gameplay. But 25 cent, I know I preach that heavy, but 25 cent can really put you in the game. Like the golden numbers I always preach. 25 will get you where you need to be. 50 cent will give you a couple of hundred. $1 will get you really in the game. And if you get 700 with $1, bet it up to $5, and then you will be making thousands. But if you're struggling, do not get to that habit of not humbling yourself. Like people who don't humble themselves, they lose thousands of dollars. And boom. Man, I cannot tell you how good that felt when I hit that. Like, it felt good. I'm not even gonna sit there and lie. There's something about that win when you know. And this skeleton really be doing me dirty a lot. But I think this is my first time actually hitting the skeleton on this. So this one is kind of like a personal favorite, small win for me, because I don't really get to hit the skeleton like that. So I was pretty happy to get this small little win right here, I'm not gonna lie. And it's something about winning in general in this game, man. Good feeling. Do I wish it was more? Yeah. But I don't know about y'all, but 130, that's good grocery money right there. But anyway, I hope this helped out somebody. We out.